Haribol, Haribol,
There's no way you
Haribol.
can do it.
Come here.
Go.
Why don't you eat?
Haribol po.
Mana berdiri? Boleh. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Gaura Hare, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Oh Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jai Prabhu. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
Jai!
So, I was wondering, I'm supposed to get a bigger picture.
10 more minutes.
10 minutes.
So, what we'll do now?
We'll have Hare Krishna. The program will be as follows. We're going to just have a 4-minute video that was very nice, kind of summarizes Maharaj, especially his last achievements, his 18th temple in Delhi. So, phenomenal, isn't it? Extraordinary. So this is kind of like the last video of him and his preaching activities there. And then Vedasara, temple president, of course, will speak to us about all of this. And then we'll begin with some memorials. We'll have Baba Bhadra, myself, Mantra, and Akila. Yeah. And then the senior devotees of Gopal Krishna will speak. So anyone else who would like to, we have time till 6:30 for remembering Maharaj. And in the end, will be Pushpanjali. Our senior disciple of Gopal Krishna will recite his Pranam prayers and go all for flowers. And then we still have to honor the devotees who sponsor Sunday feast next week. I'll talk more about that afterwards, many sponsors. And we understand that the disciples of Gopal Krishna are getting together so that next week they will have nice sponsorship, right? Come and do some cooking. So let's go Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Can you start this?
Is all disciples of Maharaj, if you're here, can you just raise your hand? I just want to make sure that I have. Okay, so there's many more coming. So we will start with the video then, and then we will proceed forward.
শুভ সঙ্গে ও ভাস হইল শৈশবে জওয়ানে জড় শুভ সঙ্গে ও ভাস হইল মন্দ নিজ কর্মদোষে এ দেহ হইল ভজনের প্রতি নিজ কর্মদোষে এ দেহ হইল ভজনের প্রতি ভজনের প্রতিবন্ধ ভজনের প্রতিবন্ধ বার্ধক্যে ঘন পঞ্চরূপে হত কেমনে বজিব
So the disciples are not all here, they're still stuck in traffic. So while we're waiting, I'm going to request his godbrothers, Balabhadra Prabhu here. I'll request Balabhadra Prabhu to come and take a few minutes. We'll wait for everyone to come, because otherwise they'll miss out that time. Can we get a chair? Hare Krishna. His Holiness Gopal Krishna's ki jai. So I'm going to take but a moment. There's just two things I wanted to share. First, Om Agyanam Samiran Usaj and Ajiranslat Nagaya Chakti and Husband. Bunch of public groups, Pipa Sindhi, which are Takitana, Avnedi, Vaishnavi, Maha. So the devotees of Krishna, they in themselves are actually holy places of pilgrimage, mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That when the devotee goes, it's like the holy place is coming. So my memories of Maharaj are like that although I've been to India several times, and many holy places, Radhakunda, Govardhan Hill, but being in his presence was like that. And in fact, that's the purpose of the devotee, to move around. So Maharaj, even though he had some physical difficulties, he kept moving around. And by moving, he's taking the holy place with them. Saints of his character are really holy places of pilgrimage. So one of his qualities that I've spoken about, the same thing over and over because it still affects me when I think about it. It was 1990 in Vrindavan, at what's called the Fogal Ashram. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but Fogal Ashram. It's a very rustic place, very rustic. You feel like a sadhu when you stay there. Everything is very simple. But when we arrived there, myself, Jai Govardhan, Patikapavanan, Nandasutta, the place was a mess. Not clean, not ready to receive devotees. And Maharaj was there, Gopal Krishna was there, and he knew me. So he apologized immediately. Balabhadra, I'm so sorry. This is not ready to receive all the nice devotees. So he personally went into the room that we were going to stay in. We were the first ones there. And I'm not exaggerating. He got down on his hands and knees and he cleaned that room. And I was begging him, no, Mike. He said, no, this is my service to the devotees. So humility is the first principle of knowledge. And Prabhupada defines humility, not being anxious for the satisfaction of being honored by others. And I can honestly say that my godbrother was not seeking the honor that he received. He was not looking for that. He was just looking to serve the devotees. And then the other part that I'll leave you with is,
I know Goswami said we're going to sing that Yegani Lo Prema Dana later on this evening. And in that song, Lochan Das is lamenting the loss of all these devotees. Said, as Maharaj, when I heard this morning, it was a shock. Although we knew he was sick, ailing, it was just a shock. But then it made me think about all the shocks I've had. And this is one time that I can honestly say to the disciples, I know how you feel. Sometimes you can't really say that, but I know how you feel. If you lose your spiritual master. Because I lost my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, in 1977. Sikh was there as well from Gujarat. So that was the first shock. No one ever thought Prabhupada would leave. Although he was very old, suffering, no one thought he would leave. Then he left. And then for me, another shock. Bhakti Sri Damodar Maharaj left. Then another shock. Gandhisham Prabhu, or Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj left. Then Brahmananda Prabhu. And the list goes on. And then here in Atlanta, we lost our first president, Jaminjaya, then Charudesha, recently Gopal. So that song made me think of all this, not having those devotees. And Lochan Das saying, just smash my head into the stone. And I thought, I said, why is Krishna taking all these devotees in my presence? Why am I still here? If anyone should be taken up, me. But then I realized that this is just my simple realization, that Krishna has preserved me in this body, at least for this period of time since Prabhupada's passing till now, so that I can glorify and appreciate those devotees. He may take me tomorrow, I don't know. But as long as I'm here, by Krishna's grace, I just want to serve the devotees, glorify the devotees, appreciate the devotees. So Maharaj has given us all the chances of this evening. Disciples, friends, God brothers, to honestly appreciate him. In Atlanta, he really loved this temple. I'm not exaggerating. He really loved this temple. So we should be very thankful that he's given us some great memories. You see that nice picture in the back of Ramchandra? It's because of Maharaj. He chastised me one time. Not a very sweet chastisement. He said, Balamandra, where's Ramchandra? And I looked around, I don't know. He said, you want the Indian community to come? You need Ramchandra. So the next time he came back, I said, Maharaj, look, Ramchandra. He said, oh, very good, very good. So he's always encouraging and inspiring the devotees, so I'm missing him already. As when Prabhupada passed away, it took some time for the pain to come. I'm saying this to the disciples. Now you're feeling some shock. But for me, and Siki, I don't know if it's the same for you, but we didn't know what to do. We weren't crying, we didn't know what to do. Nothing came in our minds except one thing came in the minds of all the devotees around the world. What did Prabhupada want us to do in this very traumatic situation? And we all came to the conclusion, at that time book distribution was the main thing. We should do book distribution. That will please Srila Prabhupada. And that year was the biggest marathon to date all over the world. So all of us, especially disciples, should think, what would my Guru Maharaj want me to do? If you don't know by now, and I can try to help you, but you should know what pleases your spiritual master most. I know what Prabhupada said in Atlanta when they asked him that question. Prabhupada, what pleases you the most? And the answer was that you love Krishna. That you love Krishna. So, His Holiness, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, please bless all of us. Please bless me, your humble brother. And please bless us with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna that someone said earlier, he's watching over us. Gopal Krishna Maharaj is still watching over Atlanta. So don't leave us, Maharaj. We'll always remember you. Your Gopal has gone, but your Vani and your memories will be with us forever. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhagavad Prabhu. Prabhu, would you like to share? Is the picture here?
Nyanjana Shvakaya Chakshuruntam Yena Tajam Shri Gurave Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyasya Vipasindhuvesha Tam Bharati Vaishnava Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, I have my encounters with him here, basically here in Atlanta when he was visited here. We all knew of him. And to me, Gopal Krishna Maharaj is like the personification of humility, of dedication, of loyalty to Srila Prabhupada. He was one of the first Indian national, and amazed by Krishna's arrangement. He came to Srila Prabhupada in the West. Prabhupada had been sent to the West by his spiritual master, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj met Srila Prabhupada in the West as part of this divine plan that we, is beyond anything that we can, always just accept it and marvel in it. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, by his surrender and service to Srila Prabhupada, dedication to Srila Prabhupada, has become an acharya. Acharya is no small thing, it's no cheap thing. We know what Gopal Krishna Maharaj wants us to do. We've spent 56 years in the service of Srila Prabhupada. There is no question about what Gopal Krishna Maharaj wants his disciples to do, just as there was really no question what Srila Prabhupada wanted us to do in his departure. It is inevitable. We are all going to leave. We are all going to leave this body. Dehi nosmin yaka dehe kumaram yoganam jara tata dehandra bhaktir tatanamuyati. Even our spiritual master leaves, and in that leaving, it is also a lesson. And so, Srila Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown, how you cooperate together to continue this movement, continue the mission. This transcendental mission has been handed down from Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, down to the present day. What does Gopal Krishna Maharaj dedicate himself to? Book distribution, DVT trustee, caring for devotees, preaching, distributing books, opening temples, and if you see beautiful temples with places of transcendental, wonderful pastime, we continue on. That is what the disciple does. By continuing on, we carry on, and we keep that wonderful spirit alive in our hearts. Hare Krishna.
Sikhi Mahiti Prabhu.
Still thinking of that prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's actually described as the ninth stanza of a poem that he wrote that was placed at the tomb of Haridas Thakur. And the English translation, of course, is that he reasons ill that a Vaishnava dies while thou art living in sound. A Vaishnava dies to live. And while living, he spreads the holy name around. So we see very clearly how His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is an example of that. Extraordinary example. As we saw that video, and that's the 18th temple in one city, Delhi. We're not even talking Mount Nairobi, so many other places. I can't talk with you. So that's a clear indication of that he has been empowered. No ordinary person can do that. I I don't think I've made 18 devotees. But speak of 18 temples with thousands of devotees that are feeling inspiration and wanting to go back to Godhead. How? Just by his association. So he's not an ordinary devotee. And actually, therefore, it's stated the disappearance day is actually more important than the appearance day. Because when they appear, it's not very clear of who that person is. But by the time they disappear, it's very clear who they are. So actually, disappearance is more honored than appearance day. And besides all that extraordinary service Prabhupada mentioned, he was very soft-hearted and loving, especially to his godbrothers. You know, like myself, like I said, if I made 18 devotees, I don't know, maybe as busy as he is, why take time to, oh, secretly Hebe, how are you? Come to my room. You know, every time in Mayapur, any time, go, oh look, let's seek me and stop our conversation. I remember one sannyasi had some difficulty, not spiritually, but he was fighting with his kind, and he had put out because of he did was pretty heavy. So a couple of years later, he shows up at Mayapur. They would generally sannyasi, they give them room. They made him stay outside. And I saw that Maharaj. And I remember he was saying, yes, I made some offense, but I have to be forgiven. And I remember Gopal Krishna Maharaj taking him. And because it was everybody else was like still angry, but Gopal Krishna Maharaj like took him, and because he took him and brought him in, everything was forgiven. That powerful. CGP doing that with So again, as you know, he's come all the time to Atlanta. I was looking through my pictures. I don't know why. I didn't take many pictures because he'd always take you in his association, so you're not in the distance. But if we have pictures, it would be nice to collect some of those that we can keep, show. But he would love to take a walk. Good walk, way, I didn't even know some of those places. I went one time with him. He goes past Padilla, and then he knows how to go down into the little woods, come back around, come through Freedom Park. Someone said, wow, you've been to Atlanta a few times. So anyway, as also mentioned by Prabhupada, that as we know, this time in this particular body is limited. So Maya makes us think like, no, it's forever. Because our nature is to be forever, but this body is not. Those of us in our 50s, 60s, 70s know that is coming. So as Vaishnavas, at least myself, I'm thinking, okay, let me try to do something while I still have some facility. And I pray to His Holiness that He protects me as He's protected so many other devotees. And if He give me a little empowerment, that'd be nice too. So maybe I can make something more than washing pots for Prabhupada. But that's nice too. You don't have to all be Gopal Krishnas. Those again, very extraordinary devotees. But we're very fortunate to have him. And of course we're sad that he won't be seeing him in his physical presence. But take inspiration from his example. You never see him fighting. He's very expert. You know, so we have to do like him. Get everything done, but everyone still feels respected. And Srila Prabhupada is pleased. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj Ki.
So we'll,
You're right by the speaker, please. Go back to-
Hare Krishna, it's too loud. Haribol, 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 Haribol. This is better, thank you. We're going to do the Jayani Lokemadhana song. We're going to turn off the lights. If you would like, you can use your phone to know the mantras. If you don't know, you can use it. If you know it, then it's perfect. We're going to all face the front to see Maharaj. Okay, it's too dark, leave the light on. Holiness, Gopal Krishna, Goswami Maharaj.
I'm supposed to stop him. And we're going to listen to him. I'll get there.
Karuna Jayani Lord. Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll continue with our memories and glories of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Das Goswami Maharaj. So I'm going to request Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. You know that he is our director for dipression and big part of helping this community grow. And he also has a lot of personal experience and connection with Maharaj. So I'd like to request him to share. I'd like to see if we can keep everyone within 7 to 10 minutes, because we have 22 disciples here. We'd like to hear them speak as well.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravanta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. His Grace Hurijan Prabhu, one of our Gurujan, disciples of Srila Prabhupada's, was saying that this decade, from 2020 to 2030, is going to be the decade of tears, because the glorious disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who helped Srila Prabhupada build this house where the whole world can live, ISKCON, will leave us and go to the spiritual world one by one. It was Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj, then Sripad Pankaj Agni Prabhu left us last year, His Holiness Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj left us, and today Param Pujya His Holiness Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has also entered the Nitya Leela, leaving us here in the material world. This is a time to come together and share our grief, because Sri Ramananda Rai says in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that the greatest pain in this world is separation from Krishna's devotees. And Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was certainly one such Vaishnava Acharya, who came from a very successful background, highly educated, highly intelligent young man who had world of opportunities at his beck and call, but left his foreign education, his job, everything to serve Srila Prabhupada, took the renounced order of life, and over the next more than 5 decades lived a life of pure devotion to his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. I consider myself very fortunate to be in the association of many disciples of Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and by Krishna's inconceivable and Srila Prabhupada's inconceivable mercy, I had several personal interactions with Maharaj. Specifically, I think it was 2012, when Maharaj, as usual, came here. Every year he used to come here after Janmashtami. And Maharaj was having his japa walk, and on the sidewalk, Maharaj, the surface was uneven, so Maharaj tripped and fell. And I remember I was at the hospital working, and Gita Mataji and Govincha Prabhu called me. They asked me to come to the temple immediately. And I came and I met with Maharaj, I examined Maharaj, and that afternoon Maharaj was supposed to do a program at Hema Mataji and Kumar Prabhu's house. Prasadam, invitations, everything was ready. And Maharaj asked me, he used to call me Dr. Saab. Even though I told Maharaj many times that my name is Adi Gadadhar Das, he used to say, I will call you Dr. Saab. So he used to call me, he said, Dr. Saab, should I go for the program or no? So because Maharaj was having a lot of tenderness in his ribs, I was very concerned, and I advised Maharaj, I think it's better you take rest, because sitting in a car, going to Kumar Prabhu's house and then doing a program, it will be very taxing on your body, so I think you take rest. So Maharaj immediately accepted my suggestion, and he requested our Shiki Mahiti Prabhu to go. Where is Shiki Mahiti Prabhu?
Here.
Yes. You remember that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I remember when you fell, I was shocked.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a cold today. So yes, Shiki Mahiti Prabhu went and did the program, and Maharaj stayed. Few years later, Maharaj came, and again, I think next year itself. And again, Maharaj was having some health issues. Maharaj was having some bleeding. So again, Maharaj called me. He asked Gita Mataji to call me. He said, call Dr. Saab. So I went to see Maharaj. He was having some bleeding, and he had a stent in the heart, so he had to take a blood thinner, aspirin and Plavix, because of which he was bleeding. And I could not stop the blood thinner because he needed it for the stent, at least for the next 6 months. So it was a tricky situation, but somehow by Krishna's mercy we managed. And that time Maharaj gave a lot of mercy to me. He asked me, what is your plan after you graduate from MNE? I said, I'm looking for some jobs. I'm getting some good jobs in Alabama. So I'm thinking of joining. And Maharaj instructed me that, Dr. Saab, you should stay in Atlanta and you should serve this congregation. And Maharaj instructed me that I should work under Vedasar Prabhu. He said, you stay here, you work under Vedasar Prabhu, and you serve this community. He told me there are many devotees who are pujaris here, they don't have health insurance. Akhilapa Prabhu was there. Where is Akhilapa Prabhu? You remember? You had kidney stone problem, I said you very. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj told me, you stay here and you give free medical service to our temple residents. And you serve this congregation in any way you can. He gave me that instruction. And I said, Maharaj, I'm not getting any job in Atlanta, because I need green card sponsorship. All the jobs are in rural places. He said, I bless you, you will get a job in Atlanta. And I got. And I'm here now. It's been 12 years I've been here. So I take it as personal service to Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj to be here and serve ISKCON of Atlanta. There is so much more I want to speak, but I want to hear from all the senior devotees and disciples. So I would like to very quickly, in few minutes, read something which really inspired me today. It is the final will of His Holiness Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and I will read it very quickly. Maharaj wrote this will on November 23rd, 2023, just few months ago. And this is not the whole will, it's just an excerpt from it. Maharaj said, I am a sannyasi in ISKCON, I am a disciple of Srila Prabhupada's. I have no dependents, I do not have any bank account, I do not have any locker, property, cash, vehicles or assets in my name. All the properties in all the zones I serve are registered in the name of ISKCON. But I have few possessions, my cell phones, laptop, which I use for my service to ISKCON. These can be handed over whoever is my secretary at the time of my departure with the passwords and usernames. They can have it. I also have a Rolex watch which was gifted to me by Srila Prabhupada in 1977. I have a Rolex watch gifted to me by Srila Prabhupada in 1977. This can be gifted to any of my disciples who has helped me serve Srila Prabhupada. And my biggest asset is my personal deities. We saw the photos, so many beautiful Shaligram Shilas. I do not want these deities to be worshipped by any individual devotees. They should be kept on the altar in the ISKCON daily temples, like Radha Partha Sarthi for example, and they should be worshipped by the temple pujaris. My deities will be safe in ISKCON temples. If individuals take them, later on they may abandon the service. I have one joint bank account in USA with my disciple Jagannath Priya Prabhu, and this bank account for several years has a balance of $3,000, and this is kept merely to ensure that I have some transactions going on in the American bank account so I can renew my green card. It's a joint account, it's not a personal account. I do not owe money to anyone, and I have not taken any personal loans from anyone. In case somebody comes and says, Maharaj owes me this. My clothes can be distributed to my disciples. I did not write any books. There are books compiled from my lectures by my disciples, and I do not own any copyrights on these small books. If I were to pass away, I will be pleased if all my disciples take shelter of one of the senior devotees in ISKCON and not be independent. Dear devotees, please listen very carefully. I have always been loyal to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada as reflected in his lectures and books. I would like all my disciples to follow the GBC body. I have never taken one step out of ISKCON. I want all my disciples to serve in ISKCON and not go here and there looking for an easy way out. Guru manifests in two forms, Vapu and Vani. Vapu is the temporary body, but Vani is permanent. My Vani has been drawn from the books of Srila Prabhupada. If I were to die outside India, I would be very grateful if my body could be brought to Vrindavan or Mayapur. If I die in North India, my body should be brought to Vrindavan. If I die in South India, my body should be brought to Mayapur. There is a plot of land in Vrindavan where my disciples wanted to build a house for me to stay. I did not encourage this. It is my desire that this plot of land should be donated to ISKCON Vrindavan. And ISKCON Vrindavan may use it for any purpose they deem fit. All my disciples should follow 10 instructions. There are 10 instructions that Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has written in his will, and I will quickly read them. 1. Accept Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all the devotees in ISKCON for all time to come. Follow instructions of Srila Prabhupada as mentioned in his lectures and books. Everybody is listening?
Yes.
So after every instruction you say Hari Bol, if you are listening. Accept Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all devotees in ISKCON for all time to come. Follow instructions of Srila Prabhupada as mentioned in his lectures and books. Always, number 2, always accept the GBC as the ultimate managerial authority of ISKCON. Follow the GBC's directions and consider GBC as representatives of Srila Prabhupada. Number 3, live your life in a way that you represent ISKCON and Srila Prabhupada very well. Number 4, cooperate with all other ISKCON devotees and practice Krishna consciousness and push forward the movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Number 5, when some of you advance sufficiently to become gurus or sannyasis, you should work under the GBC and perform these services. Number 6, never leave ISKCON. First and foremost, think of yourself as members of ISKCON. Resolve your differences in a Vaishnava way. Never fight with ISKCON. Number 7, never align yourself with persons or groups that are not authorized by the GBC. Number 6, strictly chant at least 16 attentive rounds. I'm exactly quoting Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj. These are not my words. Maharaj is saying, number 8, strictly chant at least 16 attentive rounds every day, 25 rounds on Ekadashi and the holy festival days, and follow strictly the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And seriously study Srila Prabhupada's books every day. Number 9, work to make ISKCON a dynamic society. And number 10, contribute your time and your resources for ISKCON's causes. I thank you all for your service and love for Srila Prabhupada. Serving you all has been my privilege. I thank Srila Prabhupada, who is a pure devotee from the spiritual world, and he is our founder Acharya of ISKCON, for providing me with shelter in this house that he built for the whole world to live in. I desire that all my disciples also stay in this Srila Prabhupada's house, accept the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, and still higher than that, practice the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Signed, Gopal Krishna Goswami, ISKCON GBC, Sannyasi, BBT Trust Chairman, and Chairman of the ISKCON Bureau. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
I'd like to request Ajit Krishna Prabhu to please come. And because we have 1 hour, if we can keep it within 7 minutes, that will be perfect. I'm happy to go as long as we need.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Govani Vicharini Nirvishesha Shrimani Namaste Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj ki Srila Prabhupada ki So this is straight from the heart, and all of the disciples of Guru Maharaj here, I'm sure they'll be able to share their thoughts and glorify Maharaj. I mean, to glorify him adequately is impossible. This has been a day of very, very, it's been an emotional roller coaster. So, Guru Maharaj, obviously, his focus is to help us go back to Godhead. And I was just thinking, how can it be that on a day like this, he is not there with us? How is it? Is this a day that he's left us? And over the course of the day, there have been many supportive calls, and I want to thank all the wonderful Vaishnavas who reached out and expressed their support and compassion that has helped me get to a point, and I'm sure all the other God brothers and sisters to get to a point where we can make some sense of what's going on a day like this. The first thing that I really want to say is that even though Guru Maharaj has left his body, He is never going to leave us. This is probably, you have to pardon my emotions, I can't help it. This is the day when Krishna has asked him to come back. Despite all of the prayers that we did, the Singdev prayers, so on and so forth, everybody tried. But it was Krishna's will. Krishna said, come back. And I was thinking, Krishna is kind. Guru Maharaj is kind. Why is it that we are going through this? And it occurred to me, Gopal Prabhu sent out a very wonderful quote of Guru Maharaj, which basically said that the feeling of separation that you're feeling at this point, this situation is only to intensify your feeling of separation from me. And I was just thinking about that, and over time it dawned on me that, this is yet another very sweet instruction of Guru Maharaj. This is the only day in this particular life that I will be able to experience this intense emotion. This intense emotion of separation from Guru Maharaj. And why is Krishna taking us through this? It's because Krishna wants us to realize that this is the separation we should feel from Krishna. Because Krishna is feeling this separation from us. Krishna is feeling this separation from us. And I thought, am I imagining or is this real? And as I thought about it, it dawned upon me, Prabhupada left this planet on a certain day. Baladev Prabhu reached out with a wonderful note, and he said, I've gone through this, I can understand. I was thinking, okay, you've gone through this to understand. That means there is a plan. This is Krishna's plan. And so the intensity of feeling that we have for, or at least I have, or our God brothers and sisters have for Guru Maharaj, this is the kind of feeling Krishna wants us to have for him. And if we have that mood of separation from Krishna, then we will understand why Prabhupada came here, why Guru Maharaj came here. And that brought me to understand that because Krishna is feeling this intense separation from us, he sent all these representatives, one by one, to bring us back. We just went over the list of so many devotees who have left us, and Prabhupada disciples who over the course of these next 10 years, 20 to 30, will leave us. It is not to trouble us, it's not to torture us. This is only to intensify our feeling of separation from Krishna. Krishna sent them all to help us understand this fact about how Krishna is missing us. Somebody asked me, how did you find your Guru Maharaj and what made you decide to take initiation from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj? And at the time, I don't even remember today what exactly I gave as an answer, but my answer was what it was. But today, that answer has become very clear. His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj some days back mentioned that you don't find your Guru, the Guru comes looking for you. Your Guru comes looking for you. And it all came together today, it clicked. Krishna sent Prabhupada looking for all of his disciples. Then his disciples, Guru Maharaj has come looking for us. I'm not going to go into the story of how I connected with my Guru Maharaj, but it's all clicking. He came looking for us. He came looking for us. So if he came looking for us, and he brought a person like me into this wonderful Krishna consciousness family, that was the luckiest thing that could have ever happened to me. I feel this has been the very best birth ever. I don't remember any of my past births, but I have to say this has to be the best birth. Because His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has connected me to Krishna. So now what's going to happen? Why has he left us? Well, he hasn't left us. Again, this is my bodily concept of life, because I want to see him with these eyes. I want to hear him with these material senses, and I won't be able to do that anymore. That's causing this feeling of separation. And I processed it, and I said, no, I should not be feeling like this. I'm in the bodily concept of life. He will never leave. So why has he disappeared today and not 10 days ago or 10 years later. The thought that's coming to me is that he's disappeared today because today is the day Krishna wants him to come and personally deliver all of the worship, all of the bhakti that all of us, his disciples, have performed to him, and he's accepted from us, and he's going and he's already giving it to Krishna personally. He is doing this personally. Till today, he was a via medium. Now he's in the spiritual world, he's personally delivering it to Krishna. And what's going to happen as a result of this? And I was thinking, am I imagining? Am I doing all this? I'm thinking through all of this just to console myself. And I said, no, this cannot be, because look at what happened when Prabhupada left the planet. What happened to ISKCON when Prabhupada left the planet? Think about today, we just saw this video. ISKCON has blossomed. It has thrived. It has expanded. Why has it expanded? Because Prabhupada is personally sitting there with Krishna and empowering devotees. If he could empower them while he was in this material world, think of the intensity with which he's empowering all of us from the spiritual world. Today, and therefore, along those lines, today is the day when His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has gone back to the spiritual world, is with Krishna, and from this point on, maybe I'm consoling myself, but it cannot be, because this is history. History has to repeat itself. I'm sure from this point on, Krishna consciousness will blossom even more, not just for all of us, his disciples, but everybody. And together, we will all, whether his disciples and others, you just heard what he said in his will. I went through that several times to see the instructions that he gave us. Today is the day when he has personally delivered all of our worship to Krishna, and from this point on, he will bless us even more. The feeling of despondency that was there in the morning, what's going to happen? I can pick up the phone and talk to Guru Maharaj, there are instructions. How will this go on? What will happen? It's all become clear. It will happen with more intensity, with the support and the love of all the Vaishnavas. Look at the wonderful Vaishnavas that I hear over here today. Look at all the calls that I received today. It is not a coincidence. This is real. This is how the Vaishnava family works. And so I'll just very, very quickly beg 2 minutes of your time to share 3 instructions that we received from him just in the last few days. My God brothers and sisters would remember when Maharaj was on the call some time back, and one of the questions I asked him was, how's your health? And he said it's the same as before. And my question to him was, how do we keep our focus on Krishna consciousness despite all these pressures of this material world that are distracting us from Krishna consciousness, including health? And he said 3 simple things. Totally in line with everything that he said in his will. 3 simple things. He said, and is not different from what Prabhupada said. He said, first of all, accept that you have to make use of a bad bargain. You're in this material body, it will trouble you. You're in this material world, it's full of ups and downs. Make use of a bad bargain. How? Follow Prabhupada's process. He said, just follow Prabhupada's process. That's how you do it. And what will motivate you on a day-to-day basis? Keep your focus on the end goal, which is to go back home, back to Godhead. So these are 3 of the most recent instructions that I'm going to keep in my heart forever. Make use of a bad bargain, follow Prabhupada's process, and keep your focus on the end goal. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna, thank you for Amrita Gaurangi Mataji. You want to do it together?
one more chair.
Hare Krishna. Before I speak anything about today, I would like to offer the offerings of my Siksha Guru Gita Mataji. She's not here now because she's traveling to India to be there with Guru Maharaj. So I'm going to read out her offerings as it is by Gita Mataji. My dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your ever effulgent lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your divine grace. I feel very fortunate to have talked to you on Zoom 2 weeks ago. Didn't realize why I had tears in my eyes at that time. Probably my heart was feeling overwhelmed, but didn't know this was going to be your last darshan. My heart feels heavy with pain to know that it will not be possible to have your divine darshan anymore. You always said Vani of the spiritual master keeps the disciples connected to the Guru. I'm eternally grateful to you for the reading behind your material lectures and instructions that will help me to stay focused on the spiritual path. Meditating on your valuable instructions and following them is my goal. Please bless me to remain your eternal servant forever. Guru Maharaj, you are my life and soul, my eternal Father, birth after birth. Thank you for giving shelter to this most fallen soul at your Lord's feet. Yours useless disciples, Gita Devi Dasi and Gita Govind Das. Hare Krishna. I've been introduced to ISKCON and introduced to Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj by my Siksha Guru Gita Mataji. First time I met him was in 2004 when we invited him to our apartment in Danburi. And it was his grace that he came and blessed our home. I invited every acquaintance that I had known because I was very excited, and from my brought up I knew that when a great Vaishnava visits our home, it's good to have all the people and seek the blessings of divine persons. When Guru Maharaj came home, he was happy. He accepted the fruit offering that I gave him. And then he said, "You are a very intelligent person." I was thinking, why would Guru Maharaj say that to me? And I thought maybe he's flattering, but why would Guru Maharaj flatter me? But today, when I recollect that message of Guru Maharaj, I'm not thinking I'm intelligent, but I feel that is a very precious words that came out from the lotus mouth of my Guru Maharaj, and I pray to him that I live my life intelligently, making use of the Krishna consciousness wisely. As Ajit Krishna Prabhu very nicely told, today is actually not a day of mourning, it is a day of a realization. It is actually in that feeling of separation that we can realize the instructions of Guru. But for me, I'm like a child, and losing a parent and father at a very young age is very painful. I've not grown yet. However, I will take the support of senior Vaishnavas, my senior God brothers and God sisters, and also to the instructions of my Guru Maharaj. And I pray to you all to please bless me so that I will continue and I will start to live a life of pure devotion and service to the instructions of my Guru Maharaj. When I come to the temple today and look at the deities, they have the same smile as before. I'm wondering, how come I'm in tears and why are you smiling? But then the smile tells me that my Guru Maharaj, which I'm being selfish about having him present on this material planet purely for sense gratification, as I have to see him with my eyes, I have to hear him, and I have to be able to associate him when he comes here. But the deities are telling me that Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami, is actually serving Lord Krishna directly, as Ajit Krishna Prabhu said, or maybe given a new rejuvenated body to help and revive and bring more people into Krishna consciousness in some other planet. So that is the console I'm feeling when I look at the deities, and that's what I answered myself. So thank you all so much for coming. And again, I pray to you all to bless me so that I get rid of my anarthas and I'm able to serve and do everything that Maharaj has wished for us through his instructions. One of the most important instructions which I've tried and I've been ever working is attentive chanting, and I need your blessings. Thank you so much. And hand it over to my Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I'll read out. So please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gopal. So I'm here to mention a couple of experiences of mine impressions from experiences with Maharaj. However, I want to be clear that I am a fallen soul trying to stand up and not qualified to glorify my Guru. Guru Maharaj, the Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami. He's a very pure devotee. So I just want to make sure that I'm not glorifying, I'm not qualified. So first thing is he is fatherly and kind-hearted. So kind-hearted is something which everyone speaks very easily and loosely. But I think there's a lot of depth in that. So I was doing some research on this. So kind-hearted means it may be polite, it may not be polite. But whoever is looking to do the best for you. So meaning Maharaj, with his Shastra's knowledge, with his purity, is always trying to give instruction which is the best for us. It might look good, may not look polite at that moment, but that is what we have to realize, and that's what he has given us all along. But he was special, he was trying to be polite and also kind. So one simple thing is, whenever we went to have Maharaj darshan, whether we were happy already or distressed, doesn't matter, but when we came out with a smile. So that it's like a stress reliever for everyone. Whoever goes to him and gives a glance, all the stress is relieved. And his one guidance, always standing guidance, is to do attentive chanting. So that is one thing which the Vani which he has given us, which no one can take up. And we have to, and obviously I need all everyone's blessings to hold up to it. He's a perfect role model, an example of Shastra Chaks. He always talked about spiritual progress and inquired about material aspects to help us remove them as obstacles. So whatever material obstacles are there, he inquired about them just to make sure whether he will be able to help us to remove them. Otherwise, always focus on spiritual aspects. He's very observant and appreciative of even every little things. So I remember the first time I was driving him to the temple, and I was so little cautious. Though I've been driving for a while, I was thinking, this sannyasi is such an elevated devotee. If I make a small mistake, what? So that was a big scare in me. Then he said, he just gave a smile and he told, you are driving well. And that simple word which he meant, he expressed, but it always remains with me. And the other last thing I wanted to share is, whenever he put a hand on me, I always get goosebumps. Now, Adhira Prabhu as a doctor should tell what that is. He is a devotee as well as a doctor, what it means. But for me, it was something like a feeling, pure thing. So with that, I just want to make again sure that I am not glorified Maharaj, and I'm not eligible for that. It's just a few aspects which I could share. Thank you everyone, and let's His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
Was a legendary devotee, and the legacy, whatever he has left, were to carry out everybody here and all the disciples and all our grand disciples. And I can remember in Mayapur, while I was in Mayapur, Gopal Krishna used to come every Gaur Purnima time, and that Gaur Purnima time Maharaj, even though he's not physically well, but still he woke up very early in the morning and do the Panchatattva Mangala Arati also. He did a Pujari work there. I have seen that many times, while every year. And also he just used to work, Jopo in Prabhupada's Samadhi there. And Maharaj is very particular in his, sadhana. Previously, all the Maharaj staying in the Lotus building there. Now Lotus building is not all the Maharaj is staying there. But now, previously, Gopal Krishna also used to stay there in the Lotus building there. And I have some personal kind of interaction with Gopal Krishna Maharaj while I was in Mumbai in 1993 to 1998. And one day in the morning after Mangalarti we were talking with each other, and then Gopal Krishna was chastising me, why you are all talking? And this is a time of japa, sadhana. Maharaj, one of our devotee, is called Chandakovi, he got sick and he is in the hospital now. So he was talking regarding this matter. Oh, okay, talk to Brajavari, he'll take care of all this. And another time, while I was sitting in the office there, because 5 years I spent there in Juhu, Mumbai, and I was sitting in the office, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj entered into the office while we were sitting, all of us there. Narhari Prabhu and all other devotees there. And they said, oh, why you are all sitting here idly? Go and preach. And Maharaj, we are all making phone calls because to get the contact, so that we can go. No, you go out. He is so much particular, we should not idly sit in one place, go and preach. He just as us also. And while Maharaj was here, Maharaj was giving initiation, I was actually the priest, to do the yajna. And then after Mangalacharan, then Maharaj said, Brahma Sangita, you chant after the mantra Brahma Sangita. So all those things I can remember, and it's very sweet. And I just remember, the sadhana and the smile, and it's so in this his disappearance day, the tremendous pain of his, we just period of his separation and association, the separation, the tremendous pain and agony we feel, period of his association is, you cannot even, that whatever Krishna was saying, that the pain, whatever we intensify, and then we will separate from Krishna, that we don't even feel that. So as much as we feel, then we are in this material world, and how can we go back to Krishna? We don't feel that we are separated from Krishna, we are enjoying this material world. So that kind of separation, association, that's the association what we are not getting, but not in the Gopu, but the Bani, whatever he has spoke to us, the instructions we have to carry out in our heart and soul. So then maybe we can move forward in our sadhana and in our teaching activities. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kilappa Prabhu. Ananga Manjari Mataji. Ananga Manjari, there you are, Mataji. Please come. I'm just maintaining this list. I'm sorry if I'm missing the seniority. This list was sent to me by Gita Mataji, so I'm simply just following the list.
Hare Krishna, I wasn't prepared to talk, but I've been given an opportunity to talk about Guru Maharaj. Just 2 years back, I got initiated myself and my Prabhuji, and it was a very overwhelming experience. And the only thing that I've learned from him is how to spread the word of Krishna consciousness. So all I'm trying to do my best is to get more and more devotees to to realize Krishna consciousness and to take the message of Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj to many people. And we really miss him. And it was through Amrita Mataji and Geeta Mataji we got to introduce Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And we really miss him, and we will try not to miss him by spreading his word to the people around us, our friends and families, and try to get more and more people into Krishna consciousness. Thank you.
Govinda Shyam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Dinagine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinagine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavati Vaschatari. I have known my Guru Maharaj more than 2 decades. He was an example, where he followed Prabhupada's instructions very carefully and very seriously and very sincerely. And when I came to know my Guru Maharaj attends Mangalarti every day without fail, I started following his footsteps and try to do it 99% of the time, even today. From last 15 years or more. I have endless experiences with my Guru Maharaj, which there is no time or no words to express and glorify him enough. But the only way I feel that I can glorify my Guru Maharaj is to be an exemplary and have that attitude and that humbleness that my Guru Maharaj has, so that if anybody see our God brothers and sisters, they should feel or know that your Guru Maharaj must be Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So all I have to say is to glorify my Guru Maharaj. Be an example of your Guru Maharaj and follow his footsteps sincerely, and then his mission would be complete and he would be happy, and we would have enoughly glorified him by showing as an example, not just by saying something. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna Sharanam Prabhu and Bhakti Ras Mataji, are you able to come? Or should I bring the mic to you? Yes, yes, yes. Krishna Sharanam Prabhu and Bhakti Ras Mataji are 2 people that I met when I first moved to Atlanta 20 years ago. They have been perfect role models. If you can move up a little bit more, there is a little bit of congestion of the door.
Gopal Krishna Goswami Namne Prabhupada Society Nya Prakashan Vidya Vicharamrita Sadhu Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. So first time I met Maharaj is the first lecture. And he was giving a lecture like, where the super soul resides. He said, it's in the heart. Then I asked him, a lot of people get heart transplant. Where does the super soul go? So he said, it's like a chair, a person sitting on the chair. A person gets up, but the chair is still there. So super soul sits right there. So that is my first encounter with Maharaj, and then every time I met him, he's so humble, he's so compassionate, he remembers everybody. I introduced my nephew 20 years ago. I was every time he sees, he's in Hyderabad. So every time he sees him, oh, you are Hyderabadi, you are nephew of Krishna Sharan Prabhu. So he remembered, it was such a nice memory he got. And the second time, I asked him a question. He always saying, Krishna is in control. Everything depends on him. And then I asked him a question, even the patients, the doctors, treat them, but they don't, get better. Doctors have a lot of treatment. But I asked him, how much doctors they do surgery, they do operations and everything. But can they cure everybody? How come the people are dying so much? So Krishna is in control. So that's what we see today. Krishna is in control. So he is the one who gives and who takes. So I can tell you more every time I say. And he is so humble. Like he was giving a lecture on Ajamil in the class right here in the temple. And he said when Ajamil, he remembered the name Narayana. So the three Yamadusas, there were Yamadusas and there were Vishnudutas. And there were three Yamadutas because they were representing three passions, three modes of material mode, goodness, passion, ignorance. Then I asked, and he was saying there were four Vishnudutas. Then I asked him, so what are those four represent? I was thinking, he will give some four regulative principles, four Vedas and everything. But he's so humble, he said, I don't know. It's not mentioned in Bhagavatam. So, every time I see him, he's so humble. Every time I meet him, like I meet him in Mayapur, Vrindavan, and he makes us sit right next to him, take pictures and everything. He never forgets us. Since I heard this morning the news of his going back to Godhead, I was crying all night actually. So I couldn't express much. But thank you, Maharaj, for giving us shelter and taking us back to, showing us the way. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Maharaj, he is so humble every time. In room full of people, but he remember all his names. He call about his disciple. He that like with the names. We don't see him every day, but when you see him, he just recognize you. And I can't sit down, and he remember that. Bring chair for Bhakti Rasa. She will sit on the chair. She can't sit down. I tell him, no Maharaj, I can stand up forever. No, you have to sit on the chair. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Lila Krishna Prabhu. And you can come with your family, so you're not alone. Madhavi Mataji. That was you, right? Okay. Partha Priya Murari Das.
And I had the opportunity to be a Guru Maharaj driver for a day. It was really fortunate moment for me. Along with that, Guru Maharaj's all disciples, they helped us progress in spiritual paths. Gita Mataji was key, Leela Krishna Prabhu, so many disciples. I was really fortunate that I was with Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is so kind that even if I showed at his door unannounced, also in Delhi temple, he will still give me time. He will still meet us, and he will always bless us. Guru Maharaj is not with us, but that doesn't mean Guru Maharaj has left us. Guru Maharaj's Vani is always going to be with us. Physical presence is not there, but Guru Maharaj will always be there to guide us. And I hope with your blessings and your association, I will be able to make progress. I'm such a fallen soul, I look for your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Pavitra Lalita Mataji, are you here? After you is Prema Manjari Mataji. And after that is Prema Madhurya Mataji.
Hare Krishna everyone, please accept our humble obeisances. So, we don't want to sound repetitive, but we indeed are not very qualified to glorify our Guru Maharaj. But one aspect of our Guru Maharaj that we have felt and we have experienced in person is his kindness. Even though we were unqualified, he has always shown his mercy and kindness to us. Many years ago, before we were initiated, there was a program that was organized. He was visiting Atlanta and we were going to host him. So we had sent out the invitations. But unfortunately he fell ill and his visit to Atlanta got pushed out by 1 day. And because of that, the schedule got changed a bit and the program that we were going to host got cancelled. Of course, we were disappointed, but we accepted it. So eventually he did come to Atlanta and then there was a congregational event and we thought that was very nice. But to our surprise, he told Gita Mataji that I will be visiting our house. So when Gita Mataji told us, we were really surprised and happy. We were not expecting it. So even though the program got cancelled and all, he made sure that he visited our house, and that was his first visit to our house, and that is still very special to us. Guru Maharaj has always been very busy, that is, his time is very precious. But whenever we visited India and requested at least a small 5-minute meeting with him, he has always obliged. So we have experienced his kindness and mercy firsthand. And needless to say, we are still trying to process the news that we won't have his Bapu association anymore. So we both pray to Radha Madan Mohan to give us the strength to carry on this path, keep us in the association of all of you wonderful devotees and Vaishnavas, and to give us the strength to move forward, keep moving forward on this path. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Vinamane Prabhupadasya Sahityam Jaya Prakasha Vidhirikya Pracharam Duttam Sadhu Prabhupadaya Namo. Hare Krishna. So Pavitra has eloquently said our thoughts. Couple of things that I do want to kind of also add to it is like his eyes used to be penetrating eyes actually. He could look through your heart and read through the heart. I think Parthapriya Prabhu mentioned about some of these aspects. But it was like you're pretty much naked within you. He would read your mind and exactly tell you what he needed. A lot of times I used to feel like when I was about to leave his association and just take his last darshan or just see him, he would come up. So it was so amazing that somehow there was some ability in him that he would read your thoughts and make it true. The other thing used to be like when we visited Juhu temple and we had the opportunity to see him, he probably looked at us, our condition, because we had just arrived that night in the morning, and we went to see him and take his association. He made us make sure that there's a room allocated in the Juhu temple, in the hotel, in the premises that they are there, make sure you are rested. He allowed Pavitra to cook. He allowed me to stay with him for just a little bit longer. So he is very, very merciful. I think sometimes I feel we are a little bit fortunate because we always are mostly looking from Vani association. We don't have the Vapu association. So we are a little bit fortunate in the sense that we are still going to rely on the Vani association, that the people who are probably needing much more help, like Ajit Krishna Prabhu, who had so much Vapu association, we need to kind of look at them and help each other go through this difficult part. So thank you so much. We do hope and pray to Radha Madan Mohan, Govindai and Jagannath Bhakti Subhadra to please take care of Guru Maharaj. He is in their Leela, so we are very fortunate there. Thank you so much.
Please come as a family.
नमो विष्णुबलाय कृष्ण प्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमः। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। जय श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna everyone. It's a very difficult day for all of us today, and the only way we have been able to subdue our mind is to engage it in chanting, remembering Guru Maharaj's instructions and relishing pastimes with him. So, one of the pastimes when we were getting initiated, you know how you go and first offer pranam mantra to Srila Prabhupada, and then you come and offer the pranam mantra to Guru Maharaj. So Gita Mataji had been telling us that we should recite the pranam mantra loudly, very loudly, so Guru Maharaj can hear. And but you know, we are also nervous, just like how I am right now. I'm very nervous. And so everybody before me, they were reciting it very softly, and Guru Maharaj was prompting them, can you repeat louder? So by the time my turn came to go, I looked at Gita Mataji again and I asked her, do you really mean loudly? And she said yes. So, and she said, don't wait for Maharaj to prompt. So I just went and recited, and then when I came in front of Guru Maharaj, I recited the pranam mantra, then I recited the, chant 16 rounds attentively, then I recited read Srila Prabhupada books, all 4 principles, everything, and then looked up to him, now what is he going to say? And Guru Maharaj said, be a bold preacher. So, then I was confused because very newly initiated, how do you follow the very first instruction of Guru Maharaj? And after Guru Dakshina and all, we had the chance to have his darshan. So the very first question I asked Guru Maharaj was, how do we become bold preachers? As a matter of fact, how do we become preachers? How do we preach Krishna consciousness and spread? And he looked at me very compassionately, like a father does to a child, and he said, our job, he didn't say your job. Look at the humility of Guru Maharaj. And he said, our job is very simple. It is to become parrots of Srila Prabhupada. No additions, no subtractions, just become parrots of Srila Prabhupada and bring this knowledge to everyone as it is. So that was his very first instruction. The second time, we hadn't had darshan of Guru Maharaj for a while, and when he was visiting here, we, as a family, we had COVID and flu, so we couldn't go there. So I went to India right after for Radhashtami, and I was 10,000 people on that day in Radhashtami. I didn't expect, so I was thinking, all this time I didn't have his darshan. Now here also, I won't have his darshan again. I've come all this far. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tadviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshanti jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. He is tattvadarshina, he is the self-realized soul. So like Leela Krishna Prabhu was saying, amidst that very big congregation of so many people coming and going, when all the questions were being asked by only Prabhus, all of a sudden Guru Maharaj exactly looked in the direction that I was standing, and he said, do you have a question? And so I asked, in my mind, I was only looking to offer my obeisances to him. I already got his darshan. I was looking to offer my obeisances. So when I started the question, he said, okay. And then right after that, of course, he sent his servant, and then he spent in that such a busy day about 20-25 minutes talking, inquiring. When there were so many people waiting, that is the care he showed, the love he showed, which is why we are feeling the separation and pain we are feeling today. And he made sure that because I was traveling by myself, that Janardhan Maharaj was going to Vrindavan, and he said, you're not going to Vrindavan alone, you're going with Janardhan Maharaj. See, he's so compassionate. And then at that time I had to ask him, I said, Guru Maharaj, I told him about all the mishaps and how I couldn't have his darshan. And he said, Prema Manjari, and he looked at me right in my eyes, that penetrating look that Prabhu was talking about. And he said, Srila Prabhupada says, Vani is more important than Vapo. Remember that. And another incident, at the airport one time when he was in Atlanta and he was leaving to go to California. And I had this very silly question in my heart, but there were so many disciples around and Guru Maharaj was leaving and I didn't want to ask. And Guru Maharaj turned around and he said, does anyone have any question? And I didn't say anything because I was embarrassed and nervous. And then he stepped a few steps, and in my heart I was thinking, gather some courage and go ahead and ask the question. Please, Guru Maharaj, don't leave without answering my question. And he turned back and he said, last time. And he again looked at me, does anyone have any question? See, that is Tattva Darshana, self-realized souls who have seen the truth. They can peer through the many layers of ego and isms and everything that we have to penetrate and help us realize that the connection with Lord Krishna is the most important. So this morning, as we were struggling to find some sense of how to carry on without Guru Maharaj, Janardhan Maharaj sent this very beautiful text that I want to read out. He said, now is the time to be more strong in determination, to go back home, back to Godhead. Everything that we do from now on will be fully dedicated to our spiritual master for us to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
So I think we are almost quite a bit taking a lot of time. But I want to just say a couple of things for Guru Maharaj. First is that
I was really not much into chanting. I never had the feeling of chanting that much. He knew that. I've known him, I think the first time I met him I was 28 or 29 years old, or 30 years old. But then, periodically I met him after 3-4 years later. Then he got initiated. Then he would say, okay, what are you interested in? So I would say, Maharaj, I would like to arrange things. So he said, okay, then do big programs. So every time she and I would talk and Maharaj would come, Gita Mata, you'd say, okay, what is your plan? Do you have a plan? So he said, Mataji, what do you want to do? He said, let's do a big program. So we would go about arranging, trying to bring as many people as possible, look for the best place possible for him to give a good lecture, and try to get as many people, invite, go outside, she would go, Gita Mataji would go, everybody would go outside and invite and say, please come to the lectures. And thankfully, people would show up. And lots of them got darshan. Hundreds of people got darshan of him over the last many years. So that was one thing. The other thing that he always used to like to talk to me about is, he knew I was a tech guy. So he would ask me about software. What's going on in the software industry? Because he wanted to relate to people. So he would say, okay, I have a small business. So he would ask me, how's your business going? What is happening in software? What about Apple computers? What is going on with the internet? How's Bangalore? What kind of technology? You would never expect such a high spiritual soul to ask such very mundane things. But he was interested. He was very interested in connecting with people. And the last time we met him, he was saying, okay, what are you doing nowadays? I said, Maharaj, we're doing AI. So he said, oh, so tell me a little bit more about AI. He listened the whole 5 minutes about what AI is. And then after like a couple of months, he was talking about AI in his lectures. So he wanted to relate to people. And he wanted to, his humility was great, his knowledge was great, but his most important thing was he wanted to spread the knowledge to as many corners of society as possible. So he wanted to connect. And the more, he told us recently that you should use technology as much as possible. Reach out to people. Talk to as many people. Use the internet. And reach out and give this knowledge to as many people as possible. So that's been his instruction, and we try to follow it as much as possible. Hare Krishna.
So if I call out your name, I'm going to request you to come and perform an arati, because we want to continue the program. While the arati is going on, but we'll have Pushpanjali. So Partha Vishwas and family, Rajeshwari Mataji and family, please come forward. And one disciple of Gopal Krishna Maharaj to also please come. So I'm going to request Uttama Radhika Mataji to please come.
It was him. I hope you agree that, yes, he was Prabhupada's man. He promoted big book distribution. In his last visits, you can see, I used to monitor his visits, where one used to go, establishing temples. The last visit was opening the 18th temple in Delhi, Rohini, which is a marvel. From there, he went to Vrindavan. From Vrindavan, he goes to Dehradun, Shaolin temple. So basically, on a whirlwind tour around the world, and basically always busy visiting temples, opening temples, distributing books, and encouraging devotees about that basically how to progress in Krishna consciousness. And this would go through certain verses, through certain quotes of Srila Maharaj. These are very prominent verses or prominent quotes which Maharaj used to quote. The first quote is, "A disciple should feel himself a fool in front of his Guru. Guru never claims to be God himself, but his disciples treat him like God." I hope you do agree that, who am I qualified to talk in front of my Guru? So basically, a disciple should feel himself a fool in front of his Guru. A Guru never claims to be God himself, and if at all any Guru who claims to be God himself is not a Guru. And Srila Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami, used to shun any word when anybody said, "Oh, you are God." And obviously he was always saying, "I'm just a follower of Prabhupada, and I'm just doing as one Mataji said, that we are just parroting what Srila Prabhupada has taught us." The other quote is, "The devotee is fearless like the wind because he knows that the mercy of Krishna will definitely protect him. He knows that the mercy of Krishna can be realized in proportion to the price that one is willing to pay. Also, based on the service that one renders, one obtains Krishna's protection plan to the same degree." So basically, again, he is always talking about Krishna and about the mercy of Krishna. And then he clearly says, you can only realize the mercy of Krishna in proportion to the price that you are willing to pay. So if you don't pay any price, you will not get anything from Krishna. And that one renders, one obtains Krishna's protection plan to the same degree. So you offer him obeisances and then he protects you. The third quote, "This beautiful human form of life should be utilized for a beautiful ending. Prabhupada used to say that something beautiful should not be utilized for an ugly ending. Everything is tested at the moment of death." So true. The fourth, "A devotee never gets puffed up." This is just repeating what Prabhupada used to say, as they say that Gopal Krishna Maharaj used to just parrot what Prabhupada said here, and that's what he taught us here. A devotee should never get puffed up. The moment he begins to get puffed up, he gets away from Krishna, which is so true. So that's why, even Prabhupada has said in many of the lectures, any devotee who is puffed up is not a devotee whatsoever. And the last quote that I have here, "The real transcendentalist is not just interested in his liberation, but he also shows his concern for those who are not trying to establish their relationship with the Lord." We know Gopal Krishna Goswami is just, if you remember the third verse of the Sri Shakshashtakam, "Tanadapi sunechana tarorapi sahisnuna amanina manadina kirtaniya sadahari." Guru Maharaj was basically a very humble devotee of the Lord, and always only preaching that basically that you should, the goal of a devotee should be to preach and be humble, and we know how humble he was. He was a very humble soul, and basically that's what he used to preach to us. And these are some small other things which I have, like on Maya, what Gopal Krishna Maharaj used to say, "This material world is a dangerous place to be in. It's dangerous because there is a temptation of illusory energy. There is danger at every step." On the importance of a Guru, Gopal Krishna Maharaj said, "If you carry out the order of your spiritual master, then the Lord will be so pleased that he will come to you, he will come to see you." On chanting, as Matajis and Prabhus have repeatedly said, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says, our quota is not 16 rounds. It's not a quota that we have to follow. But he said, but attentive chanting of 16 rounds. So the most important thing is attentive chanting, not just, because some people we see they parrot Krishna, 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 Krishna. He always emphasized attentive chanting. And finally, Guru's happiness. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said, Guru is pleased when he sees that the disciple is showing the symptoms of Shuddha Bhakti. As devotees have also said that in our association with Maharaj, that basically you're not prepared to even ask a question, but he knows what he looks at you and he basically is ready to pierce through you and ask you, okay, what's your question? What do you want to know? And so basically, as people say, magic and all that. So that's what Guru Maharaj was. Basically, he could see through, and he could know what is going on, what is in your mind here. And obviously, his memory, unbelievable. He will remember you. I mean, I've been his devotee for the last 20 plus years, and I being a CPA, always used to have conversations on financial subjects here. He'll ask me subjects, how is the economy doing, how is the practice going, how is the country doing, what do you view as the future of the economy, this economy, India's economy, blah. So we used to always talk like that. So always there was a conversation on the economy being a CPA. So, I mean, it always worked. As I said, as one devotee said that, I mean, he will discuss on mundane subjects and everything else. But I mean, he was always interested in technology. I mean, always that use the phone and always keep on preaching. So that's my short take on Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol, everybody.
Hare Krishna. I'm not quite shy, but he didn't allow me to have the desire to serve him. So I'm very grateful for that and the help and care that he offered. Krishna, we're very lucky, me and my mom, we got to see Maharaj on December 29th. Wasn't feeling good, but he pushed himself as he always does. And he gave us the time, a group of us. He always made sure he was there no matter what. Remembered every little detail. I've known him since I was so young, since my dad was in the ship. And it's just a blessing to have that guidance, and it's on us to keep him alive and keep him in the room. And that's the least we can do, is just willingness, guidance in our path. Pay it forward. That's what we want. So, Hare Krishna.
So there is a boy who is celebrating his birthday. You can just give him your blessings. His name is Sri Hari. Let's chant one Maha Mantra together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Subhangi Mataji, then Sulakshana Mataji. Oh, Uttama Radhika Mataji is here. Please come.
And I would like to say an Acharya teaches by his conduct. And that's what Guru Maharaj did. He was an exemplary example for deity worship. And now you can see the picture over there. He's taking care of his deities. And Guru Maharaj, he would say that we have to follow the regulatory principles very, very strictly. So I was thinking now that he's not there, like walking, so we can follow the Vani, his words, and that way we'll be connected to him always. I'm trying to remember, and I want to mention this because that was the best trip I had when I'd gone to India last time. That was in January. And when I went to Maharaj, and I asked him, can I come and see you again? And with a very, very gentle smile, he said, as many times. So I remember that. And I could really go and meet him many times in that trip. So I was staying there for 4 days. But I met him for more than 7 to 8 times. So now that Maharaj is not there, we try to follow his instructions very strictly. And he's with Srila Prabhupada and at the name of Krishna.
Haribol. Uttama Radhika Mataji also is the sister of Gita famous disciple of Maharaj in Atlanta and one of the icons of this temple. So also we needed to offer prayer for Partha Vishwas and his family. They came to get all of your blessings. Let's chant one Mahamantra for them, the whole family together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Subhangi Mataji and Sulakshana Mataji, please come. Okay, she come with you. Please come. Yes. She's gone. She doesn't want to share. Okay. Can we have Sulakshana Mataji?
Krishna, everyone. I can say that, or I can say on behalf of my wife also, we are not qualified to talk about any words about Guru Maharaj. He is so elevated and so kind. I do not want to take your time at the same time. I just want to give one experience with Guru Maharaj, how kindness and generous he is. We had a little experience with Guru Maharaj. Like when we went to Baltimore last year for his birthday celebrations, we had very, very good celebrations. After that, like everybody having their prasadam time, in the dining hall, Guru Maharaj came all the way from there to the dining hall, and he went to each and every table and blessing all the devotees. He's so kind. And at the same time, like somebody was asking, okay, Guru Maharaj, give me some Mahaprasad, and he tasted and he gave it to everybody. So he's so kind, like helping all the fallen souls over there, and he's always taking care of his devotees. That's what I want to share.
Hare Krishna. We really miss you, Guru Maharaj. We are very unfortunate that we couldn't get much of your Vaku association. And, we follow your instructions and we follow your bond. Jai Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Jai Shri Jai Jagannath Devi Radha Subhangi Mataji, is she here? Can you speak on her behalf?
That very few people might remember the date, August 14, 1944. But many, many people, not just inside ISKCON, but even outside ISKCON, will definitely remember May 4, 2024. As we can already see, in all these years, the pure devotee of the Lord, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he has touched the lives of innumerable number of people. People who took spiritual life seriously, they came in touch with devotees, or people who were just even well-wishers and just appreciated Maharaj. His kind character, his miraculous smile. See, people starting from villages, small villages, up to the level of national leaders, the entire spectrum of society today knows about this divine personality. That is how glorious the departure of a pure devotee of the Lord is. I was just few days back, I was reading about Lord Chaitanya's pastime when Haridas Thakur passed away. Lord Chaitanya would not stop dancing with the body of Haridas Thakur in his lap. He would not stop. Sarup Damodar Goswami had to forcefully stop him. Lord Chaitanya, with the body of his pure devotee, he personally danced through the markets and he begged everyone, and then he organized a big feast in the honor of passing away of Haridas Thakur. That is the tradition. We learn how we should celebrate the departure of pure devotees. So I felt, yes, it's natural emotion that we miss the physical association of Guru Maharaj, and most of us have been in that deep pain. But more important is, at this point, is to come to the understanding that this is inevitable part, and this is what we learn from day one in Krishna consciousness. This is our spirituality 101. Although we know this from day one, but when actually the day comes, we are never ready. This is what I was asking a question yesterday night when the news broke. I was asking a senior devotee, disciple of His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj passed away in 2009, and so that devotee, yesterday night when the news broke, he called me from Singapore, and I asked him just one question. We all know, Prabhuji, this is going to happen. We all know, not just Maharaj, or one of our senior devotees also mentioned in the beginning that this does happen. We know this. But why are we never ready? And how to survive? Prabhuji told me, at this moment, it would feel like it's an endless dark tunnel we are in. This particular moment would feel. But trust me, Prabhu, it's the instructions of the spiritual master which will take you through this dark tunnel and will show you the light at the end of this tunnel. So just hold on. He just said, let the emotions take their course, let the emotions flow out. And with time, you will come to this mature understanding that Guru Maharaj has only physically left us. His personal mission is not complete until and unless each one of his disciples is back in the spiritual world. So that is what he told me, and I felt much better after hearing from him. We have very limited time here, and I want to respect everyone's time, but just one small episode about Maharaj. Everyone knows Maharaj's kindness and his sadhana standards and everything. Devotees have touched upon a lot of things. I personally felt very inspired, and I always feel very inspired by Maharaj's dedication to Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj's determination to execute the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. I came in touch with Guru Maharaj almost 17 years back now. And when I was a couple of years old in association with devotees, in Kanpur city in India, there was issue related to ISKCON's land. The land that was donated to ISKCON was taken back by the city commissioner. And that time I came to know that whenever there is a crisis, we look for Gopal Krishna Maharaj in those areas. And immediately Maharaj flew down to the city and had meeting with the commissioner and her mother. And the lady said at the end of the meeting, I know this because the devotee who was in that meeting, he came out and he shared with us. The commissioner said, I am giving back this land to ISKCON only on one condition, because Swamiji asked me. That was just the beginning days of my spiritual life. few years down the line, I got the opportunity to be able to serve Guru Maharaj in Bhaktivedanta Gurukul and International School, that is our ISKCON Vrindavan Gurukul. The project that was started by Prabhupada, and in 2009 that project was almost about to close. Almost about to close. The school had only 39 students and most of it was a boarding school. Prabhupada had started long back in 1974. The school was about to close. The students, whoever were there, 39 students, they were also about to leave. And it was month of February when myself and a couple of other devotees, this Radhakant Prabhu and Lilagovind Prabhu, they were my seniors. We all decided, we all went to the Gurukul and we started serving there. And by only Guru Maharaj's mercy, just related to that, I remember a very small episode when we started there, Gurukul was in a huge loan, huge debt. And we were really concerned that even though we might try to bring a lot of kids, new kids, and we will try to revive the school, but there's so much debt on the school, how will we pay back? Maharaj personally took it upon himself. In one of the meetings with the life members or the donors in East of Kailash temple, in one of the meetings, he just introduced Radhakant Prabhu, who was also a graduate from IIT, he was my senior. He just introduced Radhakant Prabhu and said, these young boys, they are trying to serve Prabhupada's mission, they are trying to revive back our project, and the school is in dire financial need. Whoever can help, it will be very nice. Right after the meeting, we had 50% of the loan got completed. Maharaj just said this sentence and 50% of the loan was completed on the spot. Right then and there. It was huge amount by INR standards. And then few years down the line, Maharaj, this project, Maharaj, so sometimes we ask Maharaj, there's so much problem in managing this school. This is a residential school and there's so much past baggage in ISKCON about school education and so many issues. What should we do? Sometimes we even propose that we should change the format from residential to day scholar. Sometimes we were almost so much done that even if the conversation came to the point that we should shut down the project, Maharaj only said one thing all the time. Maharaj just said that this is Prabhupada's legacy. There is only this reason why I want this to go on. And just Maharaj's mercy, in just few years, that Gurukula, which was squeezed within the ISKCON Vrindavan campus, those of you might have visited before 2012, ISKCON Vrindavan Mandir, just a very small part of that mandir was Gurukula campus. There were 300 plus kids living in that small building. And within 3 years, 2 to 3 years, Krishna's mercy, we got 100 acres of land in Aghai village, the place where Lord Krishna killed Aghasura, by Guru Maharaj's mercy. And again, moving fast forward, 2 to 3 years down the line, there was a nice Gurukula campus standing there, and some incident happened, very unfortunate incident happened, and there was a lot of discussion in senior level meetings, and lot of opinions were coming that we should again think about, reconsider this project and all. This happened in GVC meeting, and the devotee told me, because by then I had physically come out of the project because I moved to another country, but I was always in touch with them. But the devotee told that after all, Maharaj heard all the opinions in the meeting, and in the end, he just had tears in his eyes. And the devotee said, Maharaj, what do you suggest we should do? And Maharaj said, I'm hearing so many things, but I don't want to close this project. I want this to go on because this is Prabhupada's project. That was his level of attachment to something that was started by Prabhupada. So, Guru Maharaj has been a personification of kindness, humility, tolerance, and all the qualities that we learn of a pure devotee in Srimad Bhagavatam. Titikshava, Karunika, Suhrida Sarvadehinam, Ajata Shatrava, Shanta Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushana. Every single quality has been lived by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami. And we know life will not be same after today. It will never be same again. Now is the time when I'm trying to bring this phrase in my life now, grow up, is the phrase I'm trying to bring now onward. And the only thing I can do is just pray at the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj and all the devotees, just to give us that strength by which we can first survive and then try to progress in spiritual life and fulfill the mission of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu Ballav Prabhu. Done?
Since it's getting late, so I'll just share one thing. Whenever we go to Delhi to meet Guru Maharaj, he always sees to that we meet and he gives a lot of time and we get to talk to him. And once one of his servants brought Mahaprashadam, so he distributed to our family and he didn't have it. He said, Maharaj, it's for you. He said, no, you have to have first. So he was always very kind to us, and whenever I met him, he always remembered and always inquired about my and we definitely miss Guru Maharaj. We miss him, but I know that he's with us now. He's one.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'm going to request everyone to please stand up.
Message was immediately conveyed to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj's eyes closed, but as soon as he heard the news, he opened his eyes widely and his lips were trembling for a while. He wanted to say something but could not. We also noticed that he clicked on his clicker, indicating that he had silently uttered the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Last 2 days, Guru Maharaj has been going through very basic activities and comprehending whatever we are conveying. His ability to respond is become almost nil. Sometimes he tries to convey something, but he cannot. When his servant asked if he wanted to say something for Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he said, yes, yes, but that's all he could speak. Later, during the examination, when doctors asked him to repeat a few phrases to identify a few objects, he couldn't speak. But he indicated by his head movement that he understood what they were asking him. With such extreme weakness, constant oxygen support and health condition, after a lot of due diligence, the caretakers team advised him to be right next to, not to go anywhere except to the hospital. Guru Maharaj and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj have been close friends for more than 50 years. Srila Maharaj would always call without fail once in 2 or 3 days to take an update on Guru Maharaj. Whenever Guru Maharaj was in Delhi or any other zone. This is a great personal loss for Guru Maharaj. We are sure that Guru Maharaj will offer his elaborate glorification and respect to his God brother once he has a physical condition to do so. But what we are, the devotees, and this is the wish of my Guru Maharaj, is we are requesting everyone to keep praying for his health, and then we are requesting all devotees, that means all the JPS disciples, please offer your prayers and glorifications to Gopal Krishna Maharaj in their respective temples. We also request that we should give and care and offer support and care to the disciples of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. This will greatly please Guru Maharaj. I just wanted to say that I did have a few instances of Maharaj, and what I want to say is that whenever I see him, he kind of reminds me like I'm actually seeing Srila Prabhupada, but because looks somewhat similar, his features and everything and the way he talks. So I just want to say it's a personal loss to all the JPS disciples, and we are with you in every form of way, and we are grieving with you, but we also want to remind that he has left a big legacy. And one last thing I want you all to, I don't know if you have read his story, that he is instrumental in preaching in Soviet Union and building some temples. You should go and read about that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I didn't get so many updates, so I couldn't prepare. What I would say is that Maharaj meant a lot to a lot of people in this world, And what we really need to focus on is the instructions that he gave. And personally, whenever he came, he would want to talk to me. He would call me and he would spend a few minutes. And those minutes that he spent with me was always, you have to do something big for Srila Prabhupada. He would ask me, what are you doing? And I would give him a report, and he didn't seem very impressed. And I would always leave a little deflated, but also very inspired. He would say, you have to do something big for Srila Prabhupada. And for me to see how Prabhupada wanted him to build, I think 11 or 12 temples in Delhi. 18 temples.
18.
He's built 18.
Yes.
But how many did Srila Prabhupada ask him to build?
10.
This is exactly what I mean. Prabhupada asked him to build 10 and he built 18 temples. So this is who Maharaj is, that he expects the same of us, that you should do something big for Srila Prabhupada like that. So anyway, a lot to share, but I'll keep it short. Now I'm going to request, there is a message from the President of India that all of you must have gotten, but I'll read it to you. Saddened to hear the passing away of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, with his great devotion to Krishna and his service to humanity through ISKCON, he showed us how to put the lessons of Bhagavad Gita into practice. His life and legacy will continue to inspire generations around the world. My heartfelt condolences to his devotees. So, Amrita Gaurangi Mataji, can you please lead the Pushpanjali prayers? Maharaj is